So you guys voted and chose the top 3 best fragrances for each season, the Ultimate Fragrance Collection, for the next viewer-led video. Now this particular commenter didn't specify how he wanted the video to go. I think there was kind of 2 ways this could have gone. It could have been a top 3 video, and we would have chosen 3 fragrances that work great in every single season, spring, summer, fall, winter, like the top 3 to build up a collection. Or the way we did here, where you guys would vote on your best fragrance for each season, and then we kind of compiled them together to come up with a list of 3 fragrances for each season. So we've got 12 fragrances here. I think either way would have made for a good video. This one gives you many more options to choose from, and it kind of got more people involved in putting this together. So yeah, that's what we have. 3 fragrances for each season. If you wanted to build up essentially the Ultimate Fragrance Collection, only own 12 fragrances and be covered for literally everything and have some variety, this is what you guys came up with. Let's get it. Let's go and start off with spring. The 3 fragrances that you guys voted on was Acqua di Gio Profumo, Prada L'Homme, and of course Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum. So these really don't need an introduction, but I'll quickly run through each of them, starting off with Profumo. Sea notes, incense, patchouli. It's really all you need to know. It's all there is to it. It is Acqua di Gio, but with a nice, dark, mysterious, smoky, nighttime edge to it. Easily a great signature scent. Could be worn all year round, and actually the commenter even said that, but he also says that he likes it best in spring, which I would agree. I think it works really well in spring because it has some freshness, but with a balance of almost a woodiness and just a bit more of a smokiness, which kind of makes it good for that in-between weather. Spring can be very unpredictable, just like fall can, and so it's a great option. Prada L'Homme, iris, neroli, some citrus, woods, that sort of thing. Soapy, clean, and fresh, and another one that I agree with. I think it's a great scent for springtime because it has that balance. It has that variety within the scent. Now, this is another one that could be worn all year round, and a lot of fragrances in here, to be fair, could be worn all year round. But when it comes down to choosing a particular time of year for these in Prada L'Homme, I would agree. I think spring is top notch. And last up, Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum, grapefruit, incense, ginger, woods. Bleu de Chanel, note breakdown. I mean, you've heard it, you've seen it, you don't even need to know it because it's Bleu de Chanel. Smells fantastic. Love the fragrance. I still wear it all the time. The EDT, the Parfum, and even the EDT. It's a fragrance that gets a lot of use by me, even though I have a lot of other things. I just love it. And I would say, yeah, spring is really nice, especially for the Eau de Parfum, being that it has a bit more depth. You know, maybe if you wanted to wear one in the summertime, the Eau de Toilette might be your go-to, and for fall, maybe the Parfum. So I think what they chose here turned out perfect. Next up, we have my favorite month. I love summertime. Now, while I do have a huge passion for fall and winter fragrances, I kind of start to get tired of the weather pretty quickly. It doesn't take long for me to get tired of the cold. Summer, it can be hot, and yeah, it might be miserable sometimes, but I would still take that over winter time. I love summer activities, and so for me, when that time starts to roll around and I get to break out my summer fragrances, I always feel great because they bring back such great memories each time. The 3 that you guys chose was Light Blue Forever, the brand spanking new release, which is one of the best releases of the year in my opinion, so good job. Mont Blanc Explorer, also a really great one, and one of my personal favorites, you guys know very well if you've watched the channel, Aqua Atlantique. Love this stuff. We'll run through these here really quickly. Starting off with Light Blue Forever, grapefruit ozonic notes, violet leaf are some of the main notes, so the violet leaf is giving off that watery aquatic smell that you would expect from a light blue scent, light blue fragrance, that is the line, and then you have the grapefruit. That's kind of the thing that sets this apart, is the grapefruit opening of this one is so good. It's so rindy and photorealistic and bright and effervescent. It's hard to miss. That's what makes this one stand out so much. Absolutely impeccable. And then it has this airy, light, wispy, almost aldehydic smell from the ozonic notes in here. All in all, this fragrance smells amazing. Like I said, one of the top releases of this year in my opinion, and easily one of the best light blue fragrances in the lineup following behind O Intense. I mean, they're basically head-to-head for me at this point. Either of those are great, but there's something about this one that is truly magical, and I got a lot of use out of it when it was warm throughout the summer, and I can't wait to wear it again. Mont Blanc Explorer Creed Aventus Clone are some of the main notes. I go over this every time, doesn't need an introduction. Smells like Aventus, although much, much cheaper. So it opens up bright from that bergamot, kind of juicy, kind of syrupy as well, which is also like Aventus, depending on the batch you get and all that stuff. Some have a little bit more of a syrupy smell than others, and this Explorer here does nail that part of it. Has a bunch of ambroxan, giving it a fuzzy, sweet brightness as well. Typical ambroxan smell. It's a compliment magnet, as you would expect, and it smells great in summer. It's a woody fragrance, you know, Aventus is woody, and so a lot of people would look at this and think, oh, you know, maybe fall and spring or something, you know. And for me, I've always said this, but my favorite time to wear Aventus is in the summertime. Even though it does have some woody depth to it, I think it opens up and smells phenomenal, and it smells the best to me when I have some heat on it in the summertime. So I'm glad at least someone agrees with me by including Explorer. I mean, it's the same thing with this scent as well. In the summertime, it opens up even more, it develops, and it smells amazing. Great for summer. And last up, Aqua Atlantique, ambroxan, sea notes. It's got like a saltiness about it. That's really all you need to know. It's a blue fragrance, but that's aquatic. So, you know, Sauvage, Bleu de Chanel aren't aquatic. This one is. Dylan Blue, also not really aquatic in the same way that this one is. This one has more of a focus on like actual sea water, like seaweed saltiness. Dylan Blue, even though it has watery notes, it isn't like that. This one is basically taking that original Aqua, Bulgari Aqua fragrance and adding blue ambroxan to it and just making it even more mass appealing. One of the strongest fragrances that I own within this genre. I mean, it competes up against Sauvage Eau de Toilette, bottles from 2015, because people say it's reformulated now. It competes up against Dylan Blue. It might even do better than Dylan Blue. I mean, it's a 12-hour plus fragrance on me. It just performs and goes and goes. If I'm wearing it in the pool or in the ocean or something and my skin gets wet, it's still going strong even afterwards. It's just crazy strong stuff. One of the strongest aquatics out there. Fantastic for summertime. If you watch the channel for any amount of time, you would know I love this stuff. Next up, we have fall, so appropriate for right now. These here are all heavy hitters as well that you guys chose, so awesome. We'll run through the three here first, and then I'll go over them. Bulgari Man in Black. We have Azzaro Wanted by Night, and Mercedes-Benz Club Black. So if you've watched the channel, again, you would see these all over the place. I mean, you guys know what you're talking about, and it seems like you watch the channel because, yeah, these are talked about all the time, so I'm glad you guys are enjoying them, and maybe I put you onto some of these and you find yourself really liking them, which is always the goal, to have you guys discover some amazing stuff. Try my best to, you know, put some great recommendations for you. So starting off with Bulgari Man in Black. This one has rum, spices, leather. It has a little bit of, I chipped my bottle. Not chipped, but I scuffed it. I just dropped it onto my Azzaro Wanted by Night bottle here. I probably cut that out, but maybe I won't because of this. I don't know, can you see it? Let's get some focus on here, right? We'll break this down for a minute here because I want to show you that. I don't know, maybe you can't quite see it. Oh well, it's right there. Can you see that? Maybe not. Oh well, I chipped it. I went to throw it up and it smashed right in to my cap. You know, that's gonna bug me. It's like a painted bottle, a matte finish, and now that's all I can see. I don't know if you can, the lighting may not be helping it, but that's all I see. I think I might order another bottle. Anyway, rum, spices, and leather are some of the main notes. It smells incredible. Gets compared a little bit to Spice Bomb, and there is a comparison, but this one here primarily is going to be more grown up, more mature, that sort of thing, and also boozy, whereas Spice Bomb really doesn't have a boozy effect to it. You get the rum in here. It smells amazing, cinnamon spiciness, which is just from the spices, and I do pick up on a cinnamon note. Nice masculine leather in here. This is a go-to fragrance for if you're dressed up in the fall, so have some sort of black tie event to go to. I mean, it's in the name here. You could wear this dressed up. You could wear it also casually for fun if you're going to bars, parties, that sort of thing in the evening. And if you limited your sprays even on a date, this one would work great. So a lot of uses for it in the fall. And also, it comes in at a good price. All in all, Bulgari Man in Black is incredible. If you haven't smelled this one yet, I highly recommend it. As if this one really needs any introduction, Azzaro Wanted by Night. This one's got tobacco, it has fruity notes, it has cinnamon, and you pick up on the cinnamon. It's kind of funny when you spray this one. Let's see if I can find the atomizer and actually spray it here for myself. You could smell the cinnamon, and it's almost like the cinnamon and everything else is separated. So, you know, you get this fruitiness from it, you pick up on the tobacco, but that cinnamon note is like separated from everything else, and it just punches you in the face. Like, you could smell just spicy cinnamon. It opens up really strong. What I like about fragrances like this, like the Bulgari Man in Black, is that they open up with the spiciness. It's something that catches your attention right off the bat. Fragrances that don't have a good opening will kind of be boring sometimes, because then you have the preconceived notion that, oh, this kind of opens up boring. The rest of the fragrance may be a little bit dull too. That's not always the case. Trust me, there's a lot of great fragrances where the dry down is definitely better than the opening, but when it starts off on the right foot with a great opening that catches your attention, it's awesome from there. And last up, Mercedes-Benz Club Black for fall. Vanilla, benzoin, ambroxan are some of the main notes. It's all about the vanilla and benzoin. Same thing, just smells different, if that makes sense. So essentially, the vanilla is giving off this syrupy sweetness. The benzoin has a vanillic smell, but the texture's different. It gives off like a powdery dustiness. You know, like a tonka bean gives off a powdery smell. That's what the benzoin does here, but they work together to create this just influx of vanilla right when you spray it on. The ambroxan also opens up at the top, and it kind of gives off this sparkling nature as well to complement the vanilla. I've said this before, and I'm doing it again, but I could spray this all the time and just smell it. It's wasteful, so actually what I'll do is I will apply it so I can smell it all day, right? I can smell this all day, really. It is gorgeous. If you like vanilla and fragrances, this is one you have to have. I don't care what anyone says. If you like vanilla, you're gonna like this. Basically, if you're used to the freshies and then you jump straight into this, you may be a little bit off. You know, you may not like it right away. But if you're into sweet things, especially vanilla, get on this. Last up for winter. This one was pretty funny because all of the upvoted comments had the same winter fragrance chosen. So I had to go through to some of the less upvoted comments to select the other ones, because all the top voted ones had the same winter fragrance, and I love it. You can hear that? You know what it is. So we'll start off with the not obvious one. Initio, Oud for Greatness. Okay, great choice for sure. Up next, Stronger With You Intensely by Emporio Armani. Love it. And the obvious one that was the same across all of the top voted comments for wintertime was this absolute beast, Spice Bomb Extreme. And you know what? Even though it made the video a little bit trickier to do, because I had to go through and pick some of the less upvoted ones while still trying to stay in order, so I wasn't picking and choosing to fabricate it, even though it made it a little bit harder, it's so cool to see. It's so cool to see people loving this stuff, because I think it deserves it. I really do. Obviously, I didn't make this. I had nothing to do with the creation of this fragrance, but it's one that I talk highly of. It's one that a lot of people talk highly of. And it's just cool to see that it's, you know, doing well for itself, because it's a great scent. Easily the best Spice Bomb flanker. I hope they never discontinue this. I'm not saying that they are or that they will. I don't think they will, because it's probably outselling the original Spice Bomb by now, if not maybe getting close. But it just smells great, man. If they could make more things like this and less of the Spice Bomb Night Visions, I think they would really be going somewhere. I would love to see a Spice Bomb Extreme Parfum, or, you know, Spice Bomb something, right? You know, just this, but even stronger. Add some boozy notes to it. Add some stronger leather notes. Add this or that or something. Just give us more of this and less of Night Vision, and I would be happy, because this here is incredible. I've said it before, but it kind of has a Christmas time holiday smell. Tobacco, vanilla, black pepper are some of the main notes. It is just absolutely breathtaking. Amazing scent. Next up, of course, Stronger With You Intensely. This one has a toffee note in here, some other sweet notes, like a vanilla, I believe. I can't remember the exact note breakdown, but it smells basically pretty similar to the original Stronger With You, but yet stronger. For me, I never got good performance out of the original. This one is an eau de parfum, and it performs much better on my skin. A little bit more rich, still playful, still youthful, but works really well for wintertime. If you want something that's a bit more playful, maybe has a little bit of a gourmand dessert edge to it, Stronger With You Intensely is amazing. And last up, the only niche fragrance that made it in this video, and it's a doozy for sure, Oud for Greatness. So the reason why I said it's a doozy, it's one that's shocking, because there's other fragrances that I figure would have made it instead, Leighton, that sort of thing from the niche side, but also because this thing is an absolute performance just monster. One of the strongest fragrances that I have. It's incredibly strong. It's got oud, it has saffron, it has a lot of depth to it, a lot of strength, a lot of woods, a lot of sweetness as well. It's incredible. Now, if you want to grab this one, you can get it at Twisted Lily. It's going to be about the only way you can get it at a discount, by using my code CHAOS10. Basically, everywhere else you go, it's going to be retail price, and then tax, and then shipping, and then whatever other fees they decide to charge you. Now, I'm not saying Twisted Lily won't charge you tax, because they have to. Basically, everywhere has to, so that's normal. But with Twisted Lily, you can use my code CHAOS10 to get 10% off. What does this go for? $340? Am I wrong? So that means if it is $34 off, that's a great deal. That could be a made-up number. I don't know for sure, but something like that. It's not cheap, but saving, $30, $40 potentially off of this one is incredible. So make sure you take advantage of that. So that's going to do it for me. Well, it's going to do it for you guys, because you made this video. Top 3 fragrances for each season, the Ultimate Collection. So I do have to say, looking at these here on the table, that's quite the Ultimate Collection. If everything was taken away from me and I just had these, I would be a happy camper. I seriously would. Some of my favorites are in here. Now, I would miss some of my niche. Some of my Killian's up over there in the corner. Apple Brandy, Intoxicated, Straight to Heaven Extreme, Straight to Heaven Oud and Musk Special Blend. Some of my other niche, some of my roses, I would miss dearly. I would really miss those fragrances. But, they took everything else away, I would still be content with these. I think this is a great lineup. Now, if you want to grab any of these for yourself, they will be linked down below. Always recommend doing that. Don't pay retail for these. Not worth it when you can get them at a discount. Check them out down below. If you want to become a channel member, I would appreciate that. If you don't want to, that's cool too. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.